Again, different outfit, different day. Camcorder died, had too much space. I don't know even more. Man, we're just still doing this. I wrote down a little whiteboard of my future videos. This one is so the sentiment still stands. We're still doing this. Devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. I have different parts. So we did this entire thing of why these arguments exist, but at the same time there are different arguments. For examples, alternate definitions. For instance, a definition I read was that warm glow reinforces the feeling of making a tangible difference, right? It is a feeling more than the actual seeing the thing itself, but at the same time, you feel good, and that's essentially the big argument around it. An economic theory describing the emotional reward of giving to others, an extension of empathy, right? So they're all alternate definitions saying that you are empathetic / feel good / you feel good, right? Again, sustainability, as we talked about it earlier. Applications like environments and their policy. Environmentalists do good thing for the environment because the environments say that you should do things for the environment because you'll feel good about it too. It's supposed to be a win-win. Win-win environmentally. Mentally. Psychological benefits, lower levels of depression, and higher levels of satisfaction. That one's kind of stupid, but lower levels of depression. It's kind of dumb. That's what warm glow is. Physiological changes, release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine and oxytocin, regulating mood, promoting social bonding, and reducing stress. So, including psychological and physiological benefits and And yeah, these are good arguments, right? It's going to go really well into grain of salt. Warm glow is a stronger driver of pro-environmental behavior than altruism, right? Volunteers of warm glow have lower mortality rates, reduced risk of developing chronic diseases, and even improved cardiovascular health. Now that one seems like straight bullshit, but someone wrote it down in an article, so technically I can say I looked it up. Because who knows, maybe it's all bullshit, none of this is real. I'm sorry for cursing. I don't usually curse, so I don't know where that came from. So, we have these right here. I want to put those last two. Stronger drive than altruism. And last list of benefits. And it's a good argument. Going back to the Billy Bob Joes, wondering how the Billy Bob Joe story fully ends. I know you all are. I need my little cowboy hat. But my short hair they can work with it pretty well, which would be so funny, so perfect. Grain of salt, right? How the Bob Joes, how the Bob Joes go on. And let me tell you, the Bob Joes, pretty simply, pretty simply. Period and sentence. They enjoy each other's preferences. There's no problem. They understand that though each other may have, I gotta make sure I get one cohesive Southern American, not South American, but like Southern U.S. accent, because I feel like I switch it sometimes. I'm gonna try it. So, though they do have, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't do that shit normally. So they do, I can't stop thinking about it. Though they do have differences in their values and how they see each other, they're still a family, right? We'll say differences, but still a family, and they still love each other. And they love each other. Oh, it's so sweet. Have a nice, sentimental, sweet ending. And this finally goes to the real end, and that's what I'm talking about for the grain of salt. Because with all my speeches, please take it with a grain of salt. Take all this with a grain of salt. This isn't meant to say that your family's horrible or that you shouldn't listen to your parents. All of this works in all different unique ways. We all have our separate values. But if we put these four main values, these four values up on a pedestal and really examine them, right? What do you notice as a trend, right? You can see Bobby and Odin, they share some similarities. They don't think that selflessness exists, right? Izzy and Dawn, they believe they are selfless people, right? And though that's what, but no, I'll do this, right? Examine them. We'll say father, son, mom, daughter. But the real focus should be on the kids. Should be focusing on the children. Because though they may have entirely different philosophies, values, they may have strained and formed in different ways, guess what they both do? I don't know why I'm doing that. Guess what they both do? They try. They give. They make an effort, right? They try. And that's something that can be, hey Google, stop. Annoying message. That's something that could be a testament to everyone. Because regardless of how you feel, right? The beginning, right? This is going to be for the rest of your life. Regardless of if you're Bill or you're Bobby, regardless if you're a Don, regardless if you're I don't know, Jamie, who gave apples at the beginning, regardless if you're that young man who's offering a friend a ride, right? It doesn't matter, etc. Give all the names. What matters is that you try. So you put in that, regardless of all these things, regardless of if you believe selflessness exists or not, Selflessness. Oh my gosh, I so badly want someone to pay to write this stuff. Like, it's so annoying that I write all this. But it helps me memorize it. Still try. And that is what I want to leave everybody on. Right? Just try. Give, make an effort. And there should be a reason why you should give. And I should leave that final reason why. Because regardless of warm glow, if you believe the warm glow, regardless of any of this, if you believe, you should try. You should give. Make an effort. Because it isn't you who it affects, but someone else. I don't like that. Because it isn't, because this speech isn't about you, but rather everyone else around you. Because I want to make an effort that shows that trying, the idea of whether selflessness exists or not, and still trying is a bigger show than us here talking about it. It should be a psychological construct. It literally is this idea that we feel good about these things. Yeah, I want to show that that's real, but we should still at the same time do these things because it's not always about us. Because it's not about us. Quite honestly, this world we live for hundreds of thousands of millions a year through hundreds of thousands of billions of people, and we're only here for like this much. And quite honestly, when you're living through this much, you're living this much better than so much of the world. And yeah, a full argument could be made over the fact that if I only live this long, I shouldn't need to worry about the rest of the world because I only have this much to focus on myself, and then half the time I don't even do that. So I want to focus on myself and only myself. Fair enough. Consider yourself a selfish person. You recognize it, you go about your day. But even still, even within that, the act of trying, giving, making an effort, it's what's missing for all of us. I think it's been scientifically proven that our brain needs social confrontation. Our brain goes into literal crazed states if we do not communicate, socialize. And I think in a similar pattern of thinking, if we don't give, if we don't try or ever make an effort to make the world a better place, I don't believe our brain will go into crazed states, but I don't believe it'll be okay. I don't know, I think that's a whole different research topic, talking about the psychological factors of what happens for a purely selfish person who has so much money and doesn't give. But that's not it fully. There's something there. I want to leave it at, maybe I should just leave it at try, give, make an effort, right? Learn. Learn from those before you. And do something about the place where we're at now. Because you're not here long. I like that. Because we're not here for long. I think it's simple, succinct, it gets the message. We all struggle with our own ideas of mortality, and I don't need to emphasize that. People already know that death is inevitable, one of the few inevitables in life, besides trust issues and growing. But yeah, acknowledging it as well as like not deep diving into it and stating a simple reason as for to do something. Some things, crazily enough, aren't that deep. We're not here that long. You should try. You should try Captain Crunch. You should try to kill some spiders. Why did I get spider bites? Tell me. You won't tell me. But I like that ending. You can stay right there. You're good. Because we're not here long. I want to make sure I get that in the picture. I'm going to move that right there. And with this, speech 11 is fully fleshed out. So, I'll let you see right there. What's left to do is to look at all these pictures and basically word it out. Honestly, the real struggle with how this speech has been, I mean, on top of the fact that the past 2-3 weeks have just been like kind of hell for me. Unrelated to how I had a haircut, by the way. I didn't like all the dead hair, but I want to make a good system for this speech making, and that's kind of the purpose of how I'm doing this, practicing while also practicing the system. The first one I quite honestly did in like a week and a half. Little fun fact. The second one, I wanted to start a little bit earlier, got delayed, then got ready for it to do it again, just like the first speech. Then all crazy stuff happened, and now it's like a lot later. People have been asking, because I'm just so famous. But I'm thinking if I use like voice to text speech, just putting all this stuff onto pieces of paper, because I had a notebook, but the notebook is like, I mean, you've seen the notebook before. It's just insane. Like, it's just insane like writing stuff like that. I don't like writing like stuff over and over again, so I'll mix stuff up, make bullet points, all of this. It's a good cohesive way for me to read back on it, but it's hard to make a full speech on. And honestly, I kind of gave up with the book towards the end of the first speech, and I just started memorizing segments over and over again. So, better way of doing it, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget. I'm going to have to use you right now. Okay, let me grab this. The best way that I'm thinking is I print out all the whiteboard pictures I've taken from this specific post behind the scenes lessons. Not the ones I've done before to get here, because I was a little lost in the first 5 kind of. But the way that I'm really thinking of doing it is print out all behind the scenes, not BTS the artist, pictures. I'm just gonna write pics, and it looks like BTS pics is funny. And I want to, like, maybe from there I can write out stuff on my notebook. Write out speech on notebook. I mean, that's at least something, like a good start. And then in little parentheses, use mini. This is my mini notebook that I have with me that I can write for like ideas to put for the notebook. Okay, so this is a lot of gibberish. Oh wow, what's that? That looks, Jesus. You can read that so well in this notebook. Should I just have my old whiteboard be like that? That's insane. Look how clean that looks. Sorry, this is just blowing my mind right now. Okay, I'm gonna have this right there. I'm gonna print these out afterwards. I literally have to write it down or else twill forget. But that should be all. Little Captain Crunch. Get over here. Finally finishing up. I mean, this isn't the end of the behind the scenes, but this is gonna be until I get this. But this is, I mean, different rant section, but kind of burnt out pretty bad the past couple days. It was bad, and again, you know me. So I really want to focus on meditating, which I didn't do yet. Fuck, I need to do. I'm gonna do after this. I'm not gonna do during this. Fuck it. Last 5 minutes, we're gonna meditate. All right, 4 minutes. Meditate, food, speech 11. That's what I'm doing right now. Just keep it simple. 3 things. There's 55 things. I wrote them all down. 55 things I was trying to maintain all at once. Meditate, food, speech 11. So, since I'm going to be eating after this, / food prepping, and we're doing our speech 11, and I obviously forgot the first one, and my watch is over there, we're going to, hey Google, make an alarm for 4 minutes. I did it earlier this morning. It was a little hard to get in the zone, but we're gonna try. Here we go. Okay. I don't know if that timer actually worked for 4 minutes. The video will probably show if it was 4 minutes or longer. Quite honestly, in this third official meditation, I don't, I feel at moments very here, and at other moments very here. I try to focus on my heartbeat, very especially, and my breath of being here. Thoughts just creep in and come in, but then I try to center myself. It's like this, this, this. And when I'm here, I'm solid. But when I'm here, I'm floating. So, I don't know. This is not for the Polycanon religion or anything, but apparently it was 3 minutes. That'll be all. Captain Crunch, get up here. Get up here. Hey Google, stop. He's sitting right here. He's gonna jump on my lap. I'm gonna grab him. Over here. Here we go. He's waiting for me not to pay attention to him so he can jump. I mean, kind of a little reverse psychology, not bad. But I digress. What did I say? You get up here, so you're gonna say goodbye to everybody. Look at his little tongue. And no, we're not saying that phrase anymore, Captain Crunch. Don't make me say it. You're not saying till next time. Oh. Okay, well now we're not saying till next time.